What's all this commanding and stationing and
Yeah.
positioning? And
Yes, quite right.
signing? How does that compare with Paul now? What was Paul's job? Was he commanded place
Yes.
to sign?
Yes?
He was.
Yes.
Well, so they had to do the same guy.
Well, that's why I'm raising this as the problem. Do you not see? There's something wrong. Well, right, because if there is a special key relationship going on, then everything we've done is wrong. Which is very possible. Whether it's likely is another question. Yeah.
A difference I noticed was Socrates seems to have gotten many messages through oracles and dreams.
That's true.
A consistent and collective message.
Mm-hmm.
And in the way we briefly described Paul's experience, it sounds like he had a conversion experience. Maybe unconfirmed, maybe a one-time thing.
It was.
That might be significant.
Mm-hmm. Actually, he says it occurred one other time, actually, but that's a very vague statement in the Corinthians. Okay, more? Come on, more?
Maybe he was stoned himself.
Maybe he was stoned himself.
He woke up to a plunk on the head. That's kind of just a little...
That's all right, that's all right. I'll take it. So therefore, our problem is it looks like that everything we've done tonight, while interesting, doesn't fit. Which is a... No?
Don't leave it there.
Wait. Let's see.
No, the content of what Paul decided was the result of that grace. That content came from him, not the God. And what he turned it into, what he decided to do with it, in forming Christianity. Socrates took his commands from the gods directly. It doesn't seem...
Wait a minute, couldn't you say that equally for Paul? Come on. You can say the same thing.
Don't know.
Actually, in one of the accounts, Ananias was someone who guided Paul through the early stages.
Could we call that message that came to Socrates an act of grace?
That's the issue. If grace, special relation. If special relation, then what we've developed is false.
Is that what grace is?
Yes, special relation. Yes.
Special relation.
Yes.
What are we going to do with this stuff in Proclus, where Socrates, where the person has the station, the ability, where it's being, I don't have the exact words here, those, let's see, participations of failure, obscured by weakness.
That's true.
Can we deal with that element?
Yeah.
From Paul and Socrates?
Yeah.
I mean, because Socrates, we would see, has a more ability to participate. Whereas Paul,
push that.
When he says grace, I mean, he's just riding along, gets knocked by something. You know, there's no effort on his part. You know, he's not.
That's right. That's right.
Just, I mean, you know, you wait around for it to happen. Basically.
That's right. That's right.
And Socrates, this is a lifelong study of his.
Are you then saying, to the degree that he, go ahead.
He, well, I'm trying to use something.
He was receptive.
Receptive to the divine, more.
Pushing different levels of that.
Pushing different levels, vitalizing himself, turning about, going through all of these stages.
He was prepared.
Seeing maybe the unity of the different levels, the higher and the lower, I don't know.
Yes. Well,
not the unity, but the interconnectedness of them.
well, okay, look here, it looks like you're getting some nice understanding, so let's see if I can make it more complex and confusing. Right? I mean, after all, yes.
I'm just curious what the light is like and stuff. While I'm trying to meditate, you know, like the light, okay?
Uh-huh.
Seriously, then a drift every once in a while.
Do it again?
I would drift off into another state of mind, you know.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's good.
The thoughts.
That's good. Look here. Is there evidence, come on, back into it. Is there evidence that in the Socratic picture you have to go through stages and work and, right? Does he become fit for participation? Well, wait a minute.
Well, if you look at the symposium,
Well,
that's evident there. I mean, he's
Okay.
talking about that
All right.
study, that whole study, an effort, a
All right.
stages.
Then we'll change this just slightly. Then at the 10th level, let's assume Socrates for the moment reached the 10th level, then relation then is possible. And therefore the system falls.
Do that again now. Tenth.
Okay? Let's preserve what we've said about Socrates. He made himself fit for participation and therefore for a special relationship with the divine, which he claims he has had. If that's so, let us assume he reached the 10th level, or that stage, which is actually the 8th. Right? Then we could say, at that level, it is possible to have a relationship. Now, is there anything in Plato that suggests that?
But wouldn't he have-
Where?
Supposing
Where?
Theaetetus.
Where? What? Yeah.
The divided line is kind of an interesting
Pardon?
place to consider. Divided line,
Yeah, say more.
a world of appearances, or a,
World of appearances. Go ahead.
a perception of things as they appear versus as they really are, and the idea that we can participate on one part of this line or another. The cave, also in the Republic, suggests
Mhm.
we can experience, based on the conditions we're in a more real or unreal reality. One more full of appearances, or that which is not real. These both suggest a journey, which also our diagram suggests. A hierarchy.
Uh-huh. Special relationship? Is there anything in Plato that suggests that? If I went to page 106 in the Symposium, in this edition of the Great Dialogues of Plato, do you not reflect that there only it will be possible for him, when he sees the beautiful with the mind, which alone can see it, to give birth not to likenesses of virtue, since he touches no likeness, but to realities, since he touches reality. And when he has given birth to real virtue and brought it up, will it not be granted him to be a friend of God and immortal if any man ever is? Uh-oh. Does that suggest? Now, how can we have it and not have it? That's the trick in philosophy.
And why is it always there and we're not looking?
Well, that's easy. Yeah, but the one we're on now is how can there be a relationship and at the same time say no relationship?
I don't understand.
Different levels of participation.
Different levels of participation means, therefore, at the 10th stage, talk about it in such a way that we can save it. Go ahead.
Well, you're participating with God, as you call it, at each one of the stages, but...
That's true. There's participation on each level.
But
Louder.
as I said before, it's a purification such that our hindrance is towards a direct relationship, which the 10th suggests. And as you move up, you're getting rid of more and more of those things that are keeping you from complete participation.
I can't hear the last part. Louder. We got to talk louder.
As you're going up, then you get rid of more and more of those things that keep you from complete participation.
That's true. As you go up, you lose more and more of the obstacles that prevented you from participating.
Oh,
Sir?
so that means, in other words, then, once you get more familiar with it, okay, the next time you get ready to meditate, it should be easier.
Yes.
So you go